everybody, Keely O'Brien here. I have not filmed anything for 2 weeks and I'm really sorry I've not been around. However, I have been busy publishing books, so more of that to follow on very soon. But what I wanted to get back to today was some actual crafting, because I've missed it and I've been desperate to use some of the things that I made in the book or series of books that I published last year. So I will be using this book today and going back to something that I actually did sitting in the garden on the sunny days, well, sunny 1 or 2 days we had this summer. I started to make this masterboard, and I used a jelly print that I used for the July postcard play. I used some old book pages and some exercise book paper as well that I had from an ancient exercise book that I bought in about 1990 something, and I love the colour of the pages. And yeah, so I started on that, didn't finish it. I really want to finish that today. And also from my Autumn Patterns and Papers to Cut Out and Collage book, which there is a flip through video of that, I have cut some 3cm wide strips of paper, and I would like to involve these in my masterboard. I'm also toying with the idea of doing some stamping because, and this is another reason that I'm really keen to get working again now, is I have bought some beautiful stamps, and I've even bought one of these acrylic stamper things which help you to use the stampers as they were intended, so I may well use some of these. I've got a plan in mind for what I'm going to do with this masterboard once I've made it, so I will be cutting it up, but I want some really pretty detailed backgrounds before I add on the secret ingredient that I'm going to use to make stage 2. But I'm not going to tell you what that is yet. I'm just going to work on my masterboard. Literally, I just used pieces and glued them down, and I just wanted a sort of balanced look. I didn't measure anything. Everything's just sort of placed where I felt like it, and I found it super duper relaxing, and it was just good fun to play about with no particular goal at the time. So now that I have a bit more of an idea what I want to do with this, let's get cracking. Okay, so using the strips that I cut out of my Autumn Patterns and Papers book, they're double-sided, so that means that if you don't like one side so much, you can use the other side, and it just gives you double the amount of choice when you're selecting things from the book. Some of the things look better on a big scale, some of the patterns are quite small, like this one, so perhaps better for smaller projects. Anyway, I have cut some of these. I think I'm just going to do a couple more, particularly of the smaller patterns, or the ones that I think work well on a small scale. And I'm doing these quite small because they're all going to get added onto my masterboard. And you might be wondering what this is. So this has come from my garden. I've got some paper birch trees in my garden, and they are basically, they shed layers of their bark, and it's like paper, and it's really beautiful. It's got this lovely pattern on it. The back's quite pretty as well. I haven't washed it, I haven't done anything with it, but I want to add that beautiful papery pattern to this because it, as you can guess, it is an autumn project, and as you can see, I think the colours are going to work really well. So okay, I'll put a link below to all the things that I'm using in this particular project. So I really am excited about my stampers. I did play around and make some sort of background pages with the first stamps that I bought recently, and I just loved so much the speed and the effect of adding things on top of other things. So butterflies and numbers and words and handwriting and all that sort of thing. Just adding that on top of randomly placed things like this, and using a little bit of sponge and grunging it up as well with my, what's this stuff called, distressed paint. You see, I'm going rusty. I haven't done any crafting for far too long, so I'm going for an autumnal look, as you can tell. I just want to break up the background, and the project I'm going to be working on is really quite tiny, so the more different colours and textures and patterns that I can fit on here, the better. So I think I'm going to go in with my scissors with my paper birch bark. Let's see how easily it cuts, because this is literally an experiment. There we go. Maybe I chose the wrong bit there. It hasn't got much pattern on it, but let's pick a bit. I don't even mind if I've got these torn pieces, or maybe I'm just too tidy and I do want to have it nice and square. Let's have a play. There's plenty more where that came from, because I've got more trees in the garden, and apart from the fact it's raining and the bark's wet, there's plenty more out there, so, and it's not costing me anything, so I can play and experiment. There. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Might even go a bit smaller. There we go. Now, next stage, how well does it glue down? Because obviously tree trunks, the word I'm looking for, are by nature curved, and so the bark is also coming off in a curly curved shape. Might have to go in with the art glitter glue with the edges if they're not stuck properly. So I think I am liking these bits with more. Oh, it's split in half. Look at that. I get double amounts. Carefully. Oh dear. Oh well. Maybe I won't use that bit, or maybe I will. Sticky. Okay, so I decided to just speed everything up, because obviously watching me sticking bits of paper down on another bit of paper can be a little bit slow and dull. Yeah, so there I go. If only I could work that quickly doing all my stuff, I'd get so much done. So yeah, I wanted to talk about my books a little bit with you. So I've got a collection now of about 25, I think, cut and collage books, all available on Amazon. There's quite a selection actually. I've got all kinds of themes going on, and yeah, particularly my seasons books have got all kinds of colours and patterns. So the one I'm using here is obviously the autumn one. I've also done a winter one, which is just so pretty. It's not really Christmas, but there's a little bit of Christmassiness about it. I really wanted to keep it as a winter theme. The spring one is really super pretty, and the summer one's got lovely bright colours as well. So some of the patterns are tinier, like I've tried to use some of the smaller patterns in this project just because I wanted them to be more on the scale that I'm working on, and some of them are bigger, so they make great backgrounds for things and give a really, like, sometimes a quirky look or just an interesting colour scheme. They're just super cute. And if you have bought any of these Four Seasons books, I would absolutely love it if you could tell me what you think by writing an Amazon review. I definitely want to know what you think, and it's so important for other people to be able to find out a little bit more about what everybody thinks about these books, because, you know, we spend a lot of money on crafting materials and we want to get things that we're going to be really happy with. So if you do scrapbooking, or if you make artist trading cards, they're great for that. Or even if you wanted to make like a bookmark or a masterboard like I'm doing here, maybe chopping it up to make something else afterwards, which is what I'm going to do, and you'll find out what that is in the next video because I'm not getting onto it this time. Anyway, yeah, so my fall/autumn book it's not got Halloween exactly. There's a few pumpkins and obviously the autumnal colours, but it would go really well as a background to some of your Halloween type of projects. Also, my steampunk collection is working really well for some people at this time of year. I know a lot of people have been buying those steampunk books, and yeah, it's lovely to see those are getting more popular as well. So there's a steampunk background, so it's got all those lovely rusty coppery colours. Anyway, there we go. Okay, so that's my masterboard in terms of collaging. I think I have probably finished that for the time being. I've got to go out and do some stuff now. I really want to get started with my stamping, but I think I'm going to have to come back to it, and I will endeavour to do that this evening. Loving how those pearlescent colours are working in there. I can't wait to use these. Look, I've got butterflies, I've got some ferns, and I've got some random sort of little flowers with sort of seed pods and things like that on them as well. So yeah, desperately want to get on with this, so I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to give it a little shot. I've got two brown archival inks here, Vintage Photo and Ground Espresso, which is quite a dark one. I've got a sort of mothy type butterfly here. I've done a bit of stamping, but not on a masterboard, and it might be a disaster. It's really just to create a bit more interest and a bit more texture before I do the cutting up and then do what I'm planning for this particular piece. Right, so my new stamping acrylic block is coming into play here, and I sort of want the stamping to look fairly random, so I don't mind if it goes in overlaps. Oh yeah, oh look at that, I love it. See, just transformed that old scrap paper that could have ended up just left on the shelf or even at the tip. I might use that one again. I don't want to go too crazy and ruin what I've already done, because it's easily done, as I'm sure we've all been there. I might do one just there. What I love about this Vintage Photo one is the slight coppery goldiness to it. Oh yes, look at that. Oh, I love it. It's all adding to the sort of woodland autumnal theme. By the way, do you like my conkers? I picked those up walking through where I live a few days ago now, which shows because they're all wrinkly and split, but they were lovely and shiny, and this was lovely and, oh, it's prickly, lovely and shiny too. Love conkers, but it's so long ago that I picked them up now that they're all drying out, so they're not all rosy and gorgeous anymore. But never mind. Right, I'm going to change from a butterfly into a should change from a caterpillar into a butterfly, really. Now I don't want to go too big here because of the project, and I don't want these tropical leaves because I'm trying to make it very much sort of English woodland look. So let's try a fern, and I'm going to go with ground espresso this time. Now you might have seen I've written on the back of these, because once you take the lid off you can't actually tell what the colour was, because they look pretty much the same. Now this is going to come out quite a bit darker, so I might experiment and try stamping onto the more patterned areas. I'm not sure how well it will go on the jelly prints either, but there's only one way to find out. Let's see. Let's try up here. Oh, I love doing this. It is so satisfying. If you've never made a masterboard, oh well, that's not bad, but look, it's not shown up terribly well on the patterned areas, but I don't think that actually matters too much. No, which one was it? No, that's vintage photo. Might do a bit more of that and just repeat that pattern in different areas, maybe hanging off the edge of the masterboard as well. Something like this. Okay, so yeah, I've got all these different stamps that I bought just to show you. They were in a kit on Amazon, so if you're interested, I'll obviously put the link down below. I wanted to use one from this set, so it's really hard to see here, but some of them are under the sea, some of them in nature. That one's moon phases. You get the idea. I'm going to use this one. You'll see what it is properly in a minute. I'll just take that one off. So yeah, I'm just continuing to build up the textures, excuse me, and make my masterboard look really, really detailed. I love detailed things. I love poring over illustrations where there's all kinds of all kinds of things going on. So I want there to be lots of little points of interest and different sort of autumnal harmonising things going on. You can see some numbers and some letters on this stamp, so I've never tried it before. Let's just go for it. I think I want to put it there. That way, that little mushroom should show up. I probably should have used a darker ink there. Not much happened at that time. Never mind. I think it's so detailed that it's difficult to actually get it to stand out. Yeah, I can always stick something over the top of that if I don't really like it. Right, so this time I've gone with my ground espresso instead. I'm not going to print over the top because I think that'll just make a big splodgy double printed mess, but I'm going to try it here. If this one doesn't work, I'm going to give up and go back to my leaves and so on. Yeah, you can see it a little bit. That is the sort of effect I was going for. I think maybe those are a little bit too tiny to really be clear enough for stamping. But as you can see, there's It's a little mushroom and some writing, that's what that's meant to be. Right, I'm going to go back with my leaves and ferns, in particular butterflies. Ooh, I liked this one. Let's try this, because I think in brown that's going to look like an autumnal seed head. Let's give that a shot, and we'll go darker this time. Oh, I can't wait till I've got some cash to get some more inks, because I love these, but I really would like some other colours. Okay, where's this going to go? Up there. Oh no, except my ring binder is too close to the edge of the stamper. Let's do it like that. I think that's stuck. It has. See what I mean? This is in the way. There we go. Pressed a bit harder this time. Oh yes, there we are. That's some butterflies or moths. So I've already used him. Might use some tiny ones actually. Those have got words. Green wing butterfly. It's not going to be green though, it's going to be hickory smoke coloured. So let's go with... oh, perhaps I'll just go big and do that one. No, let's do that little one. Am I indecisive? Not sure. Right, where have I put it? Vintage photo, hickory smoke. Should probably use different pads on my stamper for these, but I haven't. It's funny, sometimes I can be really fussy about things and other times really slapdash. Don't want those smudges coming out. Okay, where's a tiny little space there? Nice. Okay, dismal weather at the moment. Oh, would have got soaked yesterday, but had my hood, had my brolly, so it was all good, but pretty nasty weather. Miserable. A lot of people I was seeing and working with yesterday were just like, what is going on? It's so awful. Umbrellas and getting caught in some really heavy downpours as well. And there we go. Not particularly clear, that butterfly, but never mind. So as you might have guessed, this is going to be cut up and used as a background for something else. So maybe choose a different one. I think I might go with the ground espresso here. Something a little bit bolder just to finish off. It's hard to get artwork that's portrait when into the frame when you're working on a landscape format like YouTube. So it's all right for Instagram or TikTok this way up, but not so easy to fit in the frame for you guys on YouTube. Let's go over there. And I'm just going to do some little bits that overlap over the edge. Oh, that's how I was getting them darker earlier. Oh, come on, Keely. I've been doing it with the... Let's just put that out of the way. Oh dear. Too early in the morning. I think that'll show up on the jelly print part. Yeah, not bad. It's probably going to take a bit of time to dry, that one. Don't want too many. Don't want it to get too cluttered. Print on a little bit of the tree bark paper. Oh yeah, that's absorbed it nicely, hasn't it? Let's do another bit over there. Nice. Yeah, that's showing up much better. Put the stamp straight on the stamper. Ink straight on the stamper. There we go. That didn't really show up. I think it was caught on there a little bit. Never mind. I'm going to cover some of this up. In any case, am I doing too many? Let's just do that. Right, this is going to be the last one, I think. Perfect, there we go. Okay, right, so that is it for now. I'm going off to put this video together and then I shall continue in part 2. So I hope you can see all the detail there. Let's zoom right in, lots of little pumpkins. And you could make background pages for a junk journal like this. Just pick all the bits and bobs that you want to put together. Collage and stamping. Honestly, it's so relaxing and so much fun. There we go. Okay. Right, well listen, I hope you have a fabulous day. And I'm really going to have fun continuing with this, and I'll carry on filming the next stages for you for part 2. So have a brilliant day. Don't forget to check out my book that I got the pictures from, Autumn Patterns and Papers to Cut Out and Collage. There are so many options in here. And drop a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and maybe even share it with somebody you know who would enjoy watching me doing this. And I will see you soon. Take care, lots of love, bye.